Listen up, hockey fans. You're in the right place. A no-hold-barred debate between two hockey fans. Stay up to date on current issues in the NHL, even the controversial ones. Welcome to The Debate Hockey Podcast with your host, Brad Burud.
Kotkaniemi drops again. Armia, free shot, kick stop, rebound, scores! He did it again! Jesperi Kotkaniemi, goals in 3 consecutive games.
It is time for the Debate Hockey Podcast, episode number 51. It is February 4th, 2019. I am Brad Burud, the host, joined alongside my co-host Blake Friars. Well, Blake, we made it through 50 episodes, and now we're on the backside going for 50 more with episode 51. Super Bowl yesterday. Your thoughts?
It's the worst football game I've ever watched in my entire life. You know, it's...
Why?
It just... The score was 3-0 at half.
Okay, wait.
The Rams, the second highest scoring team in the NFL, and the Patriots are a high scoring team as well.
So what does that tell you?
But it was dominated by defense. Yep. I get that, but...
Why? Because defense wins championships.
Defense does win championships, but man, I would...
It's exactly what I expected. I didn't expect it to be that low.
No.
I expected 20...
You expected 3-0
21-13, I thought right there would be 21-13 or something like that. I didn't expect it. Everybody's like, oh, it's a boring game. There was no offense. Well, would you...
Well, from the game to the halftime show to Brady kissing the owner. It was just a disaster.
It was... Well, I've never said it was a great event, but like at least it was close. I'd rather that than...
It really wasn't, though.
I talked to another guy today, and he's like, well, you know, at least there's no scoring. Well, would you rather 47-20 and have no chance that... This was entertaining.
The Rams didn't have a chance at all.
Give me a break.
They didn't. Goff. When you have Todd Gurley sitting on the bench, your best difference maker is sitting on the bench in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but something's up with that.
I don't care. Patrice Bergeron plays through a Stanley Cup Finals game with a punctured lung, broken rib. I don't
think he's injured.
Oh yeah, okay. So you're just gonna sit your best player? No. And Jared Goff. I mean I like Jared Goff, but I think the lights were too bright for Mr. Goff.
I gotta remember, it's his first time.
I know, but I thought he would have been better, man. That's all.
I think they're one play away from winning that game.
Well, I mean,
he doesn't throw the interception.
He throws it off his back foot.
Yep.
But here's what it is.
He threw the same amount of interceptions as Brady did.
Yeah. He threw one on the first throw.
I just think that defense wins championships, and both coaches know that, and they both knew they had to tighten up, and they did. Mm-hmm. I thought it was good. I thought it was a close game. That's all I ever asked for in a Super Bowl, is close.
The halftime show was...
I don't ever watch that.
Garbage.
I never watch it.
Room 5, not good.
Never watch it. I don't watch any of that crap.
No?
And I hate the Patriots, so the second it was over, I turned it off, because I'm not watching them.
Yeah.
I don't like watching Boston fans celebrate, because they are arrogant. Mm-hmm. I get sick of them. Well, now that Super Bowl is done, now hockey can be the main focus. Mm-hmm. Because we don't care about basketball. And it's time for push to the playoffs, and we got trade deadline just 3 weeks away. And, jeez, the races are actually heating up. There's actually a big race for the wild card spot in the West, and we'll talk about that later in the show. And in the East, there's 3 teams fighting for one spot, and that's kind of up in the air where we didn't think it was going to be.
Yep.
It's definitely getting more interesting. Mm-hmm. You tired after snow today?
Yeah, a little bit. I went and watched the Super Bowl with my buddies at 2 o'clock. Just we had some food, played some PlayStation. Kind of just had some downtime and come out at 9:30, and snow was past my ankles, and my snow. I had to start my car a couple times and had to shovel my car out. It wasn't fun. But
I should have
Dakota for you.
I should have blown snow last night.
Yeah.
Because I woke up yesterday morning at 10 o'clock. It was already snowing. It never stopped snowing. And I went to bed at...
It stopped for a bit. A little bit. Yeah. Not very much.
15 minutes. And then I went to bed at midnight, and it was still snowing hard. And I should have went out during halftime or something at Super Bowl and blew out my driveway. But I didn't. So this morning when I woke up and opened the garage door, I was over my top of my knees. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I spent from 6 in the morning today till noon digging snow out in multiple places. But I guess that is what it is, living in the Great White North, and that's... But I like it here.
It's colder than Antarctica here, man.
Yeah, but it's good. It's good hockey weather. Today's show, we're going to run down the Western Conference, talk about that wild card spots that are up for grabs, and there's actually there's
3 spots.
Eight teams fighting for 3 spots. Some of those teams maybe have a lot better chance than the others, but definitely still points-wise, they're still in this. And we'll talk a little bit about, since trade deadline is drawing near, we'll talk about some targets out there, some teams that are targeting them, and some rumors that are floating around the league. Mm-hmm. And then we'll quickly roll through a bunch of different things that happen in the league. We'll talk Matthews' contract. We'll talk about the Habs catching the Leafs in the standings, and Bukestad heading to Pittsburgh, and the Hawks trying to sell, but their guys don't want to leave. And, it'll be interesting to see what happens down the stretch here. But check out coolhockey.com. They are our sponsor for the show. Type in Inside 20 at the checkout. Save yourself 20% off your jersey. Jersey of the week this week. I've got an interesting one. Do you have one, Blake?
I'm sticking with the goalies. I'm going with Carter Hart.
You do a goalie every week.
No. Well, I've done 2 Hawk goalies, though.
You're not.
Carter Hart's gotten him back in the race.
You just coughed a pizza up the middle here a minute ago and let Vancouver
6-0. He's won his last 6 starts. And the Phillies won 7 in a row overall. I like that jersey.
Yeah.
79, odd goalie number, too.
I don't mind that one.
I like it. It's good.
Better than Koskinen's 19.
Yeah.
That's freaking messed up.
Yeah.
Oh, well. I'm going with Sebastian Aho, Carolina Hurricanes.
Number 20.
Speedy offensive player. Boy, he's fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. He is. He's gotten a good winger, too, in Nino Niederreiter. Those two have been good together since the trade, and Carolina's right in the race. Good. Yep.
Yeah. Check out coolhockey.com. We thank them for their sponsorship.
Coolhockey.com, the coolest website on the planet.
Let's talk playoff races, Blake, because
sure.
We are finally done with these bye-week all-star break garbage, and now we have hockey. And it still kind of pisses me off because we still haven't had any late games except for Saturday night. Beside that, they're all done early tonight again, too. And very frustrating when you want to stay up and watch the West Coast game.
Yeah.
And that's very frustrating. But the bye weeks are getting done now, and teams are getting back to normal schedules, and we can get back to normal schedules. And I'll tell you what, the topic-wise in the show is a little light this week just because there are not a lot of teams playing.
No.
So just a little bit. But let's talk the Western Conference wildcard race. And I know we just talked about the Western Conference a week or 2 shows ago, but I think it's important just because I think that this conference has spread out a little bit. As of today, teams that are in are Dallas. On the marginal teams are Dallas, Vancouver, and Minnesota. But teams that are really, really close to moving in are Arizona, St. Louis, Colorado, Edmonton, Anaheim, and actually Chicago has a wing and a prayer. When you figure they're only they're 5 points back. 5 points. It's not very much. It's 2.5 games. 5 points. Now, do I think it'll happen? Probably not. But let's talk about these teams individually and talk about who we think.
You're too generous.
5 points is nothing.
You're too generous.
Why?
They got no goaltending, man.
I didn't say Chicago's going to get it. I said mathematically. Well, you know what that tells me, though? What that tells me? It tells me that those teams like Dallas, Vancouver, and Minnesota, and Colorado aren't playing good.
What?
Well, God, how can a team like Chicago still be within reach? Tell me how that is.
It's because the bottom of the Central isn't very good. Look at it, man.
Bottom of the Central.
Chicago, St. Louis.
Yeah, St. Louis is...
And Colorado haven't been very good lately.
St. Louis is 3 points out of a playoff spot.
I know that, but they had a terrible start.
They did.
The Central and the Pacific both beat up on each other. That's why it's so close. That's the way it's always been.
I know, but I mean...
Look, Vancouver beats Colorado last night. Dallas beats Minnesota. Chicago beats Minnesota. It's all going to play itself out.
But look at this. So none of them are playing that well. Look at this. Dallas 5-5, Minnesota 5-4-1, Vancouver 5-3-2, Colorado 3-7, St. Louis 6-3-1. That's the best. Arizona right there with them 6-2-2. Edmonton's tanking 3-5-2. Anaheim's dying 2-6-2. Chicago's 5-3-2. I think Chicago has a better shot than Edmonton or Anaheim.
Well, yeah, I would hope so.
St. Louis has got a shot.
Anaheim has one player, and it's John Gibson.
But look at this. So St. Louis is right there. Colorado's right there. Minnesota stumbles. They're not playing great hockey. They're right there. So how do you think it's going to end then, Blake? If you disagree with me, how do you think it's going to
stay exactly the same?
So Colorado's not going to be the playoffs?
They're not. They haven't showed me that they're capable of making the jump.
Making the jump. So
the way they played against Vancouver Saturday night was atrocious.
Hey, every team has those days.
I don't care. When you have guys like McKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog, Tyson Barrie, you shouldn't be losing 5-1.
Chicago's won 4 in a row.
And all these teams are playing against each other coming up.
Well, sure, they're in the same conference. That's usually how it goes.
But you're
I know it's hard to catch in with the 3-point games, but I'm just saying,
all these teams have games in hand in Chicago.
I don't have any faith that Dallas, Minnesota, Vancouver are going to keep their pace up.
Vancouver has the easiest schedule of the rest. They play 8 more games against the Eastern Conference.
Well, that can be good and bad.
And the best team they play is Toronto. Vancouver could catch Vegas. They play Vegas 3 times this year. 3 more times. That's 6 points.
They're not close to the depth and skill as Vegas has, so.
They're only 8 points back, and they play 3 more games against them.
So now you're okay with teams jumping 8 points. But you can't. But Chicago can't jump 5.
But I'm saying we play Vegas 3 times.
Yeah, I know. That's 6 points. So you think you're going to win all the games? You're going to take all the points from Vegas?
I think Vancouver's a very intriguing.
They don't have a snowball's chance in hell at taking Vegas.
I didn't say we're going to win all 3, but I said there's a chance. I think Vancouver's a unique team in this situation because they only play Calgary once, they play San Jose once, and they play Vegas 3 times. The rest of the teams are below them, except the teams they play in the Eastern Conference like Montreal and Toronto. So their fate is in their own hands. They take care of LA, Chicago, and Edmonton, Arizona. They'll make the playoffs just fine. So
who's a contender in the West? You told me to ask you the first week of February.
Who's a contender?
Yep. Who is cup contender? You told me to ask you first week of February.
Oh, I'm going to tell. Calgary's a contender. Winnipeg is a contender. Nashville's a contender. That's it.
You don't think San Jose is?
Nope.
I worry a little bit.
I don't have faith in Martin Jones. I just don't. I don't have faith in Martin Jones. Yeah, sure, they got a decent back end, but their core up front is old. Pavelski's 34, Thornton's 38.
So you think St. Louis is out?
I think St. Louis is out.
But you think Minnesota's in?
I think Minnesota's in. Minnesota's either going to get third in the Central or first or second wild card. I don't know yet.
See, I think St. Louis is going to get in and Minnesota's going to fall out. I think Dallas will be in.
We'll see.
Dallas has been good lately.
We'll see.
They've won 4 in a row. Dallas has been good.
Well, Dallas should be good. They have a good team.
Yeah, I know. But they haven't proven that in 2 years.
I know.
St. Louis is good on paper, too.
Yeah. But there's a lot of teams that are good on paper.
But paper doesn't mean...
Colorado's a good team on paper, too. They are, man.
They still need some pieces.
And they're going to get a piece, the first overall pick.
You're right.
Serious.
I don't know. I agree. You're right.
Well, at least a top 3 pick.
You think maybe the hockey gods are gonna not make that the first pick?
Well, they did it to Edmonton 4 years in a row, so I don't know why.
Do you think that was the hockey gods screwing with Edmonton because they knew Edmonton was gonna piss it down their leg?
Yeah, I don't know. Let's not even talk about Edmonton on this
We're
pod.
We're not. I can't deal with Edmonton anymore.
Good.
I don't want to talk about that disaster.
Good.
So you think,
I think
Winnipeg, Nashville, and Calgary are cup contenders?
Yeah.
And you think that Dallas gets in and Vegas gets in, Minnesota gets in, and Vancouver gets in?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Winnipeg, Nashville, and Dallas. I think the standings, the divisions, the top 3 are going to stay the same. Mm-hmm. I think the wild card spots is going to be St. Louis and Vancouver by a point.
You think Vancouver's going to sneak in?
By a point.
Wow. We're actually agreeing on something?
To Arizona is going to be 1 point back of them.
So it's going to be 99-98.
They're not getting 99 points. They'd have to win out.
No, I think they'll get in with
It'll
like
be in the 80s.
85.
Which is sickening that a team that gets
is.
in with 85
That's
points.
that's how bad the West has been.
They're not bad teams, though. I mean, well, they're the top 5 are good. Mm-hmm. And then it's kind of I don't know.
But the I don't know. There's a couple that are on the rise, you know?
Yeah. I'd kind of say that about the East, though, too. I mean, I think there's kind of some of those teams in the middle there.
Do you
are
think
a little bit
you agree
cautious.
with me other than...
I don't think Minnesota's getting in.
So you flip-flop St. Louis and Minnesota?
Yeah.
Okay.
My gut, some part of me says Colorado gets in, but I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think in the team in the West that makes that big push this year is going to be Arizona, and I think there's going to be a team that makes a push in the East too, and we'll talk about that later.
Look at Colorado though; they've won 3 of their last 10 games.
I know they're struggling
3 in a row.
I know,
it's not good, not good.
No, they've been struggling. I'm not gonna defend
got
them.
Columbus tomorrow.
What do you think of Columbus though?
They have to do something. They have to.
Let's move into that. Let's talk trade deadline. Let's talk Columbus first. I've gotten in an argument with quite a few different people on this. A lot of people think that they're better served to just keep Panarin and Bobrovsky and try to go for a cup. And I'm like, this team's not a cup contender with them.
No.
So
why keep them?
Like I don't, and everybody's like, well, sometimes that 8th seed. Look at the Kings did. I don't know that Columbus is even set to do that. I just don't. Mm-hmm. I have no faith that they win. Yeah, I don't think they'll get out of the first round.
Like even if you get a second round pick and a couple prospects for Panarin, I think that's a win.
Yeah, I just think
you try to get a first round pick. And I think there would be a team that is desperate to make a push for the playoffs that will give up a first round pick. A team maybe like Minnesota. I think
Minnesota can't give up first round up. Their fan base would flip out after last year.
But you're getting Panarin. He's a difference maker.
Yeah, but
serious. That's
I know, but don't you almost have to feel like you're going to be able to keep him though to give up a first rounder? Like if you're gonna be able to re-sign
it's a high first round pick though.
I know, but if you're gonna be able, I don't care.
It's not like it's a lottery pick.
I know, but you know what? Teams like Calgary got into this mess, and like teams keep giving up their first rounders, and that you can't keep doing that. Mm-hmm. You can't keep doing that because then you're not filling the shelves in your AHL. You're not.
But you're going for the cup.
Oh, ask Chicago fans how that is now.
They don't care. They have 3 cups.
They care. They're pissed off. They're not winning right now.
They have 3 cups.
I know,
dude.
But there's pressure.
When you win 3 cups,
you forget.
You're bound to go through a tough time.
I agree.
Look
with
at
you,
the Kings right now.
I agree with you.
They won 2 cups. Now they're rebuilding.
I agree with you.
Your window is only open for 5 years.
But fans will say that until it happens, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Well, I want to win."
Well, that's not how it works, unfortunately.
I know, but
I wish you can just flick a button and rebuild. You ask Oiler fans if they could do that. They've been rebuilding since 2006.
Well, when you're rebuilding blindfolded,
exactly.
That's not. I mean,
well,
that's not a fair judge there. Though, look, there's other teams that have rebuilt pretty quick. Look at Boston.
Boston really hasn't rebuilt though. Maybe before their cup, I guess a tad. They did some good drafting.
They did a good job.
Yeah.
They've been able to turn that over pretty darn good, I think, considering what it could have been,
But I think Columbus has to look in the mirror right now and be and make realistic goals. Like I don't think the Stanley Cup's a realistic goal for them with Bobrovsky or with Panarin. So I think you have to move Panarin and you got to get assets for Panarin and you got to get somebody will take.
I'm with you.
Somebody's got to take Bobrovsky.
You can't argue with me on this.
Yeah.
I think they need to get rid of both of them.
Yeah, I think so too.
I just do. I think for the betterment.
Because think about it, if you lose them for nothing, that sets your whole franchise back.
Absolutely,
Like
it
does. That's not good.
Let's talk some rumors and players on the move. And well, no, let's shift gears here. I'm going to name off some key targets, and you're going to tell me what and where they're going to go.
I don't like playing this game with you.
Why?
It's tough when you put me on the spot like that.
That's all right. It's easy.
Easy, eh?
Because none of us know. Who are we kidding?
Yeah. I don't know.
Speculation, man. Speculation. Do you think St. Louis... Okay, now here's the biggest question I got to ask for you.
Mm-hmm.
With the way things have opened up in the West...
I think St. Louis still sells.
How do you sell it to your fans? You're 3 points back of a playoff spot. And and last year you went out and signed some key players. How do you sell that to the fans? Because the first guy was going to bring up Colton Parayko. Do you think they're going to move Colton Parayko?
It depends what their long-term plan is, right?
I know, but how do you know what I mean? How do you look at last year? They sold a guy right at the deadline.
Who?
Stastny.
Oh yeah, yep, that's right.
And they sold it to their fans as a move we had to make.
Yeah.
Well, how would that work out for them? Not real good.
No.
I don't think you can do that 2 years in a row. First of all, I don't think they have a Stastny to trade, but
Braden Shan?
Yeah.
There's a lot of teams that love Braden Shan.
Oh, yeah.
Boston would love Braden Shan as their third-line center.
A lot of teams would.
You know what I mean?
A lot of teams would. But I don't see St. Louis going down that road again after last year. Do you really?
I don't.
How do you sell it to the fans?
I don't see it.
I thought you said you just did. You don't see it. You see them moving to somebody, one of those guys?
Yes. I can see them.
So what do they tell their fans? They're 3 points off. Now, don't get me wrong.
Well, when's the deadline? 2 weeks?
3 weeks.
Okay, 3 weeks.
Things change.
In 2 weeks, if they're 8 points back?
Well, then it's different. That's six more games played and 8 points. Then that's tougher.
Too early to tell right now. But
you know what I mean?
I think they'll be sellers when it comes to it.
Do you think Edmonton is going to be able to move Cam Talbot?
No.
I don't think
I'm with Brian Burke on this one. I just don't think that anybody wants him. Even if Edmonton eats half of his salary, he's still going to be 2.1. I just don't think... I don't think anybody's going to give up a pick for Talbot. I don't see it.
With as many teams in the
maybe Calgary
hunt...
should swap out Mike Smith for Cam Talbot.
No.
Maybe.
No. With as many teams in the hunt as there is in the West, I think it's gonna calm trade deadline down.
Well, the teams that are on the bubble are gonna wait for. I disagree with you there. I think there's gonna be teams that are anxious to make a move, so they don't miss out. You know what I mean? I don't think they're gonna sit around. I don't think a team like Minnesota is gonna wait for Dallas to make a move. You know what I mean?
No, I don't mean that. I just mean that moves as a whole are just going to be down because, I mean, then don't get me wrong. Then in 3 weeks, these standings can change a lot.
It's the West is going to play itself out in 3 weeks. So it will.
It will. I mean, it won't play itself out completely, but it'll
more clear picture.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
In 3 weeks.
Wayne Simmons, does he stay a Flyer?
No, they have to move him. They have to get something for him.
Take a look at the standings.
Oh no, they're only what 6 back, 8 back of a playoff spot.
I think they're closer than that.
Philly 7 back of a playoff spot. They're playing Vancouver tonight. They're up 2-1. They've won 7 in a row. Hottest team in the NHL. Like I said, that's another one that 2 weeks down the road, if they're more, they'll probably move them off.
We could actually, if we don't know a lot of these things now, it might actually make a deadline day that's exciting instead of us sitting there talking about moving to AHL.
You know what's an interesting? It's not even a player that's up for grabs. You know what it is? The Winnipeg Jets first round pick. I think they're going to move it.
So do I.
and I think they're gonna acquire. I think they need some top six help because once Ehlers comes back, right? He's supposed to come back at the start, like late February, start of March.
Yep.
You're gonna need somebody. You're gonna need some punch up front, and then you can shift everyone down once Ehlers comes back. Maybe you could use a depth defenseman on the back end. Yeah. I think they're set in net. I think they're set down the middle with. They got Little and Scheifele and them down the middle. So, I think they're gonna ship their first round pick though.
Matt Duchene, does he go anywhere?
Talks have gone sour in Ottawa. I was reading some reports, and I think he does get moved. I don't think they'll get as close as values what they're asking for. They'll probably get a second round pick and a couple prospects for him.
I don't know why my gut tells me he just doesn't go anywhere.
So they're gonna lose him for nothing because I don't think he's staying there.
I don't know. Carl Hagelin.
Too big of a cap hit. He's making $4.5 million.
He's been rumored to go to Montreal.
The biggest one I think is Matt Zuccarello. Serious, I think
he's been rumored Calgary.
Calgary's interested in him. Calgary's also interested in Furland.
No,
I'm just stating facts.
Calgary's not interested in Furland. I don't know where you heard that.
Really? They don't think they'd take Furland back?
No, I don't. No.
Mark Stone.
Calgary would want him.
Can they afford a 7.3 cap hit this year? There'd have to be some money moved. Some players going back with salary. So, I don't know.
You know, I don't think it could get worked out that Calgary could get him.
No.
I just don't. I think there's too many things that are going to stop that just with logistics. But, you know, Zuccarello is possibly...
Yeah, they could fit him in there. He's only making 4.5.
He could
Rangers could eat money. Calgary would have to give up more in a trade.
Calgary's been rumored to say that they are going to give up their first pick if they have to.
I would. For Zuccarello?
Do you know who Calgary's got their eye on?
Who?
Chris Kreider.
Man, he is such a dirtbag.
He's got a no-trade clause.
He's a dirtbag.
He'd be great in the playoffs.
I don't like Kreider at all.
I know, because you'd be afraid to play against him.
No, he's just dirty.
Yeah, so is Tom Wilson.
Okay, no. Those two are...
Think of the dynamic that would bring Calgary.
I mean, yeah, it's another Michael Furland. A pest.
No, Michael Furland was not dirty, though.
He was a pest, though.
Yeah. But he really wasn't. You know what? The only time Michael Furland was a big pest, and if you watch a lot of Calgary Flames, you'll know this, is when in that Vancouver series, he was a machine in that.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute freaking dominating machine in that series. He wasn't that the rest of the time in Calgary.
Yeah.
He wasn't.
Well,
we all wanted him to be that.
Playoffs is different, though. That's another animal.
You know what, though? Okay, I agree with you. But you know what? God damn it, if you're getting paid $4.5 million a year, you can't look at your owner and go, well, I'll play hard in the playoffs for you.
Yeah.
How about you play hard all year and then we'll get home ice in the playoffs?
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Howard, is he going anywhere? No.
They want a first-round pick for him?
They're not going.
Are you kidding me?
Crazy.
What a joke.
How about Nyquist?
They want a first-round pick for him, too? That ain't happening.
They'll get him. They'll get it.
A first-round pick for Nyquist. No chance in hell that is happening.
Montreal will give it up.
No, they won't.
How about Jesse Pugliarvi?
I thought we were not talking about Edmonton on this pod.
We're not. We're talking about deadline.
If Edmonton trades Pugliarvi, that's a joke.
I agree.
They can't trade assets. They have to trade for picks.
Okay, let's bring up another controversy.
All right.
I'll keep going through the list of controversies. William Nylander.
No. Why? For what?
Okay, so does he get traded this summer?
I think he does.
Well, they're going to have to free up money. They're going to be in the hurt bag.
It depends.
Everybody says that they're not going to be in the hurt bag money-wise. They are. They are. It just doesn't add up.
It
doesn't add up.
You can go on Cap Friendly and make teams and sign players and see what works.
Cap friendly is amazing.
Yeah, and I played around with it, and it's possible. It is. It is possible.
You just got to find a couple defensemen at $300,000 and a couple wingers at $300,000.
Well, no, they're gonna have to have some. They're gonna have to plug some
entry level.
Yeah, entry level contracts in, and it is possible. Dubas is that's gonna be a tough job this summer.
Well,
you want to talk about the Matthews contract?
He made the bet. We'll get to that. We're gonna get to that.
All right.
That's coming up here in a minute. We're only gonna go through a couple more guys because, it's a lot of fun talking deadline, but it's kind of hard. We're still 3 weeks out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk. See, there's so many guys on the list that I'm seeing that I just don't think will get moved. Do you think Jonathan Quick gets moved?
No.
Do you think Jacob Trouba gets moved?
No, I do think Jeff Carter will get moved, though.
Do you?
Yeah.
Where do you see him landing?
I think he's going to go to the Eastern Conference team. They're going to have to... LA's going to have to eat money, though. He's making 5.2.
So let's talk about some values that are out there at deadline. Or supposed values. Alex Chase on Edmonton. Does somebody take a shot at him?
No, because he's only got goals because he plays at McDavid.
You know what?
What has he done before this year?
He hasn't done a lot. I'm gonna. But you know what? He played on Calgary a couple years ago, and when they would plug him in, he was never like, oh my gosh, this guy's great.
Mm-hmm.
But he wasn't a bad player. Like he filled a good spot. He'd be a. You know what he would be? You know what he would be?
Low cost, high reward, I guess.
You know what he would be? He'd be a good insurance policy for injuries.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, he would be. Patrick Maroon.
Meh. He got traded last year. Didn't do much.
Yeah, I think his ship is sailed.
I think the most intriguing guy on the block right now is Alec Martinez. He's a guy.
I think he's a guy a lot of teams would go after.
31 years old. He's got 2 years left at $4 million.
Yeah.
Him and Muzzin are on identical contracts.
They're already talking though that the Kings would have to eat $2 million of it.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
He's worth $4 million.
No.
Look at all the contracts this year.
No one's going to do that.
Look at all the contracts this year. Look at the contracts in the NHL. Look at the defensemen that have $4 million, and Alec Martinez is better than a lot of them. Serious.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see that happening. I see him moving, but I think the Kings will have to eat some.
We'll see.
How about Brian Boyle? He's only a $2.55 million cap hit.
I think he's an interesting fit for
34 though.
Toronto Maple Leafs. They need a fourth line center upgrade over Par Lindholm. They traded for him last year at the deadline. Or was that 2 years ago? 2 years ago. 2 years ago, yeah.
Oh, well.
But that is I like that fit though. Back to Toronto, but he's got 13 goals, 19 assists. They might have to give up a lot for him. Second round pick, prospect. They already traded their first round pick this year.
And they're not going to be able to afford any more first round picks.
We'll
Might as well trade them away. Ryan DeZingle. Now, he's an interesting one in my mind.
I think he stays.
You think they keep him, huh?
Mm-hmm. I think they're going to try to sign him.
He's been pretty impressive this year.
Yeah, he has been. It's been good.
$1.8 million cap hit.
Yeah. It wouldn't be a hard contract to move at all. There'd be lots of teams on.
So let's talk about who you think was going to go to Calgary, and that's Michael Furland. And I think Michael Furland.
I didn't say he was going to go to Calgary. I said Calgary would be interested in him.
No, they won't.
I think Zuccarello is going to Calgary, though.
You think so?
I do think so.
Why would Calgary want him?
Because he's a dynamic forward. He's fast. You can plug him in on.
He's so small.
You can plug him in on every situation. You can put him with. You could put him.
You're not screwing with the top six.
I didn't. Yeah.
No, you're not.
Okay, so he's a better fit on the third line than James Neal.
I said top six. Can you do math?
Okay, but he can play on the.
Come on, Blake. You're in college.
He'll play on the power play.
Who is he? Okay, everybody says all this stuff. Who? The Calgary Flames have one of the best power plays in the league.
Who's on their second? Who's on their second unit right now?
Okay, I didn't say second unit.
That's a power play,
Okay,
no?
he'd be in their second. Okay, Blake, you need to rephrase that then. He'd be in their second unit.
Power play is first and second units, correct?
Okay, well, he's not in their first.
He's on the power play.
Yeah, he's not breaking their first.
I didn't say he's on second unit. You'd make that second unit a lot stronger because James Neal wouldn't be on there, and Michael Frolik probably wouldn't be on there.
Michael Frolik's not on their second.
I've seen him on their second unit before.
It's Derek Ryan, James Neal, Michael Backlund,
okay,
and then
Brody.
No, Brody's in the. Well, Brody, yes.
Anderson?
Second. Rasmus Anderson's been filling in the second, yes.
So, yeah. James Neal or Zuccarello on the power play?
I still think James Neal's going to be great down the stretch.
Oh, my God, man. You're like my dad.
I do. I think he's going to...
Oh, man, James Neal's going to wake up and he's going to score 15 goals in the playoffs.
I didn't think he's going. I didn't say he's going to wake up. I just think that he's played a lot of hockey. I think James Neal's a good hockey player.
James Neal's dead.
And every game here over the last 2 weeks, he's gotten better and better.
He's getting chances, but he's not scoring.
No.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. They're winning. This team is...
Yeah, and he's making $5.7 million.
Hey, every team's got one.
Yeah, okay.
Every team's got a contract that's not great.
All right, man.
Well, they do. Tell me a team that doesn't have one.
A contender like Calgary cannot afford to have James Neal not producing. They just can't. Not at $5.7 million.
Well, they're first in the...
Yes, but they're going to need James Neal to produce in the playoffs, and if he's not producing, that's a problem.
You know what? If any of your top six are not producing in the playoffs, that's a problem.
And Calgary...
Only he's not in their top six.
Calgary hasn't produced in the playoffs the last
Okay, so let me ask you this. Salary aside, there isn't another team in the league that wouldn't take James Neal as their third line winger.
I wouldn't.
Vancouver would love to have him as their third line winger.
No. Why?
He's not like he's not a liability.
The guy is snake bit all year, man.
Do you think that lasts forever?
It has. It's lasted all year. How many goals does he have this year? 4?
People have career shooting percentages, right? He's way below his normal. It's going to come back.
You better hope so. As a Flames fan.
Why do I hope so?
You better hope so.
Why? Because they're winning with winning with a mediocre.
Okay, so what happens in the playoffs?
Yeah.
When Gaudreau doesn't score a couple games, Mana doesn't score a couple games. Who's scoring your goals?
Kachuk and Backlund.
They're going to need James Neal to step up sometime.
I just shut you up because there's not many teams that can have 1, 2, and 3, 4 punches just like that.
Oh my God!
They have 5 guys in the top 20, or I believe it's 5 in the top 20.
50 scoring, I get it. 50 points, I get it.
Blake, it's killing you to have the Flames good.
They're a good
It's
team.
killing you. No, you told me in December.
They're a good team, man. I'll say it. They're a good hockey team.
No,
is that what you wanted me to say?
I'm the first person to admit that there's a lot of season left, though.
There's 30 games.
They're going to make the playoffs. Calgary's a good team.
Oh, I know that.
But they're going to go through a tough
stretch. Are they going to get first in the West?
I think so, but I think it's going to be a battle. Because Calgary is going to face a tough stretch.
I think Winnipeg is going to take over.
Oh, so do I. Winnipeg's really been playing well. But Calgary is going to face some adversity, and they may just be facing it right now with Travis Hamonic going down with a knee injury. So that's not going to help matters. So
Oliver Shillington's been good, though.
Hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been good.
Rasmus Anderson's been really good, too.
Yeah.
Name another team that has 3 rookies, defensemen, that are playing this well.
Who's the other one?
Valimaki.
Oh, he's been hurt.
Coming back from injury now.
Yeah.
But seriously, that's almost unheard of.
They're not like they're difference makers, but they're just good. They're just
I'm
good.
just saying though,
they're good enough
for a rookie.
Yeah,
they're just good enough. What do you mean by that?
Like they don't look out of place, but they're solid
and they're young.
Yeah,
that's a real good sign.
I hate talking to you about Calgary.
It's a real good sign. It's a real good sign. Why do you hate talking Calgary? Let's go around the league. Matthews' contract. You wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 5-year deal, 6-year deal at $11 million.
That's what I said too. I said 11. How are they going to do this?
I don't know. Gardner's replaced by Muzzin next year. I think Nylander goes and Marner signs for 9.5.
So what are you gonna get? What are you gonna get for Nylander? Because you can't afford to get any return.
Get a D-man.
You can't.
That's low. Do you
know what I mean? Though, like, what are you gonna trade him for? Like
first round pick, maybe.
I'm serious. Like, you're gonna have to trade him for like a first because, like, what are you gonna? You can't get anything back money wise in return.
You should trade him when
you
they
get
had the chance.
Get 6 AHL guys. No, I'm serious. Like, because you can't afford to get somebody good. I still think the Leafs are in big trouble with that. And another thing with the Leafs, the Habs are catching them. What's your thoughts on that?
They are. No, I've liked the Habs since day one. I had them in the playoffs, and you rid me off. You said they're not making the playoffs. I said Shea Weber is back. They're going to make the playoffs. And you got the Islanders. I got Montreal, and they're both right there.
Well, and the Islanders is a much bigger long shot.
I know that, but Montreal was favored to be a bottom 5 team this year.
Yeah.
And so was Vancouver.
Mm-hmm.
So was the Islanders, and they're all in a playoff spot. So it's pretty cool. And you know, I think it's great that Montreal's catching Toronto because their media is freaking out right now.
I know, because they're 7-2-1 in Montreal. All right, Toronto's been struggling at 4-5-1.
Yeah, they're freaking out. What's going on? Is Toronto going to make a wild card spot? Oh.
Boy, how much is the pressure going to amp up if this race stays tight?
I want Montreal to play Toronto because I think Montreal will win in 6.
There's a real good chance of it.
I think Toronto is out in the first round if they play Montreal or if they play Boston, because they can't match up with them.
You know, Boston's one of those teams. I don't think anybody really wants to play them in the first round. They're physical.
Yeah, they are.
And you know, let's talk. I want to bring up one topic on the Washington Capitals.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how much I hate Tom Wilson, but he changes the game.
Looking at the standings right now,
he changes the game though. Because you play like when I watch. When my favorite team, Wilson. No, but when my favorite team plays the Capitals against Wilson, you know, I always just think to myself, God, I just hope the hell we get out of here without a broken neck.
What'd you think of the Backstrom hit on Gaudreau?
Dirty as hell. It was after the horn.
Yeah.
If it had been during play, I wouldn't have said a word. I'm not a Gaudreau protector.
Was it dirty, though?
It was after the horn.
But was it dirty?
Can you hit somebody after the horn?
Well, no, but, like, I only saw, like,
I think it was terrible. I think it's BS that he hit a guy after the horn.
Yeah.
And then he hides.
Yeah.
You know. What I think they should have done there is I think Rasmus Anderson or Shillington should have come flying in with a big cross-check to the back of the head and taken a 10-game suspension to rid the league of that bullshit after the whistle stuff.
Yeah.
Why is there no suspension on something like that? Now, I'm not saying the hit on Gaudreau was that hard. I'm not saying that. But let's throw the things. That was Tom Wilson that hit Gaudreau after the horn? He's suspended.
Yeah. It's not right.
There was some dirty stuff in that game.
Yeah, it was chippy.
It was a really chippy game.
And for an East-West game, it's just like...
It was weird. Like, it was really chippy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of flying elbows out there that game, and I seriously was just like, God, I hope Calgary can survive without a broken neck. Because you never know. Tom Wilson just snaps, and he's going to take somebody out. That's scary. On to the next topic. Let's talk Pittsburgh Penguins acquire forward Nick Bjugstad and forward Jared McCann from Florida for Derek Brassard, Riley Sheehan, a second-rounder, and a fourth-rounder. Who wins this? Do you like it, dislike it, do you care?
Pittsburgh wins by a landslide.
They gave up a lot, though.
They didn't. They really didn't.
2 picks.
2 fourths and a second?
No. A second and a fourth.
They got Minnesota's fourth, too.
Oh, okay.
So, like 2 fourths, a second, and Brassard for a legitimate...
I like Bjugstad.
A legitimate 6'6" center.
I tweeted it right away that Pittsburgh just got better today.
Yeah, they did. 100%. They won by a landslide. Florida freed up a big $6.5 million cap hit with Bjugstad, and you know there was reports that they're going to be aggressive. Maybe Panarin goes to Florida. I don't know. Next year.
I know. They're saying, yeah. That could be.
And Bobrovsky, too.
I know. I wouldn't doubt it if both of them don't go there.
I don't know.
Why does my gut tell me Bobrovsky lands in the island?
An island?
The New York Islanders, not an island, like not Maui.
No.
It'd be a fit.
So you're just going to say, screw you, Rob Mulaney's had the best year of your career, now we're going to get Bobrovsky?
I know.
No, you know how pissed he'd be?
I don't care about if he'd be pissed. They're just trying to make the team better.
I don't know. I don't see it.
I think Florida probably sounds like a better destination.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you do if you're the Chicago Blackhawks? And you've got
nothing you can do, man.
Seabrook and Keith, and they're not moving.
And Brian
they have no move clauses, and they don't want to go.
Why would they move?
I don't blame them at all. You earned that.
Yep.
If the Blackhawks were dumb enough to sign everybody to no move clauses, then you made the bed, right?
Yep. I think they might be able to move Brandon Saad.
I think if I was Brandon Saad, I'd be like, I go.
Yeah.
Hands up. I'm out.
Yeah. And anybody else, I don't think so.
Let's talk a little bit about this Eastern Surge and the Carolina Hurricanes and the Philadelphia Flyers as of late have been both very, very good. Mm-hmm. And you look at that standings, and that's, three teams, Buffalo, Carolina, and Philly, kind of trying to squeeze into that last spot from Columbus. Do you see it happening? Or Buffalo and Carolina just three back of Columbus? And Philly.
Would it be crazy to say that Pittsburgh wouldn't make the playoffs? Is that crazy to say? You look at it.
Yeah, probably because they're six back, and you said that can't happen.
But I just don't. I'm not confident in Murray.
I'm not either.
If there's a team that falls out of the playoffs, it's Pittsburgh.
Is it crazy to say that I feel more comfortable with the Islanders and the Capitals than I do the Penguins?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about Washington. They've won 2 of their last 10 games.
Yeah, well, you told me that what happened before the break doesn't matter anymore.
Well, it carries over for sure.
Really? I agree. I think it does too, but it is pretty much a clean slate when you come back, though.
Well, I know that.
These guys went to the beach and played ping pong and drank beer and hung out, and it's kind of an open slate, but I think Washington's a good hockey team. I think they're going to be in. I honestly, I don't know that the playoffs change at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Columbus squeaks in. Just because they don't want us to have the luxury of having them out, and then we get to watch where Panarin and Bobrovsky go.
Yeah.
That would make deadline too exciting for all of us.
Yeah.
So, let's get out of here, Blake. Let's go do 3 questions.
Sure.
You're a hockey fan and you love your team and its players. At CoolHockey.com, they get that. That's why they offer high-quality NHL jerseys at competitive prices. They've been in business since 1999, customizing jerseys to NHL specs and to give you the quality work you will not find anywhere else. Cool Hockey is the #1 place to get NHL jerseys with shipping available to any country in the world. Head to CoolHockey.com now and use promo code INSIDE20 for 20% off your next jersey purchase. It's time for 3 questions. It is time for 3 questions, and it is my turn this week to ask Blake the questions, which is kind of fun. It's probably my favorite part of the show. Although I like getting asked questions too, so I don't know. My turn this week, your turn next week, Blake. Here it is, number 1. Love it or hate it, Elias Lindholm mocks Hurricanes fans with the clap after the Flames defeat the Carolina Hurricanes on Sunday.
Absolutely loved every minute of it. And I'll say this: I don't think if he didn't get booed, I don't think he would have did it.
Let's preface it. He was getting booed during the game.
He was there for 6 years. Appreciate what the guy did for your franchise.
I don't think he would have done it either if he wouldn't have got booed during the game.
I saw him like, did he just do that?
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
I can't remember who it was earlier this year said, I can't wait for an opposing. It was one of the talk shows or podcasts I listened to said, I can't wait.
Was it Jeff Merrick? No.
Yeah, I think maybe it was. I can't wait for an opposing team to go do their little skit bullshit at center ice in Carolina. I would love it.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
The celebration?
Yeah.
I like it. It's for the fans.
I got an idea for him. I got an idea.
What?
I got these stupid duck, duck, goose games. And,
I like that.
Yeah, I got one.
They just beat the Ducks. Why
I
not?
got one. Pin the tail on the donkey. Maybe the owner can be the jackass.
You're no fun.
No, I am. I just think it's
You're no fun.
No, I don't. I hate it. I loved it when Lindholm did it yesterday. I just thought to myself. I said to my wife, "I'm like, ha, I don't care what happens the rest of the day. My day's complete." That was good. Question number 2: Is Kendall Coyne in her NHL skills competition and how she did a bit overblown, or will it truly change women's hockey? And now I'm not by asking that question, I'm not taking anything away from her accomplishments. So don't email me. I'm just saying that, let's face it, it was like headlines for 5 days.
Well, the NHL, what they did was kind of cool. I mean,
I think it was fine.
They got her on the NBC broadcast, and I mean, she kind of struggled, but I mean, that's tough, just getting thrown into the fire that.
No, I don't mean that. I was thought you were going to go down the old Pierre Maguire.
Oh, that was stupid, bro.
I thought you were going to go down.
The guy mansplained the game to her, man.
That was bad.
Tampa Bay's on your left and Pittsburgh's on your right. I think she can see that.
And yeah, I think she's.
But did it get overblown? I think people overreacted because people have never seen that before. That's never happened.
I think it shocked a lot of people that the women's skating
is that fast.
But I'm not discrediting her. But listen, that is one woman, and there's probably only a handful.
There's a lot that could skate like that in the Olympics. You look at Team Canada and Team USA.
Those are the only 2 teams that are competitive. In the whole freaking Olympics, those are the only 2 teams that are competitive.
Yeah. So
that's a total of 42 players.
Yeah.
And half of them can't skate as fast as her. Over half of them can't skate that fast.
I would like to see it.
Over half of them. She is one of the fastest in women's hockey.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, she was up against some of the fastest.
She beat Clayton Keller.
I know. But all I'm saying is, let's be careful what we wish for, because you know what's going to happen next year. We're going to have women in it again, which is fine. I'm fine in the skills competition. I think it's great because we need to grow the women's game. Mm-hmm. I want to see it. Do you think it'll ever come? Because the All-Star game is not good.
It's a joke.
It's a joke. Do you think it'll ever come where there's a women's team in the 3-on-3 challenge?
Why not?
I'm before it. Like, shoot, maybe make it more fun. It stinks now.
I would just get rid of it altogether.
God, I hate it so bad. I watched the first one, and I wasn't going to talk about All-Star because I hate it so bad. I watched the first one, and the players found a way to ruin 3-on-3.
Why?
They're so freaking slow and lazy 3-on-3. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
Yeah.
Bad.
Question number 3, what is it?
In honor of Super Bowl Sunday, what NHL team reminds you of the Patriots, and what NHL team reminds you of the Rams? I knew I was going to get you on this one. Yes. I knew it.
For the
if you think about it for a
Patriots,
second.
I'm going with the Pittsburgh Penguins.
That's exactly what I said.
And for the Rams, I'm going with Tampa Bay Lightning. Because they're not quite there yet. The Rams are going to be there.
Tampa Bay is there.
No, they
haven't
won.
You know, I said.
You just said the Patriots. Patriots are multiple winners.
And I put Pittsburgh down too.
Yeah.
And they're kind of a team that's like, oh shit, not them again.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how a lot of fans are with Pittsburgh.
Yep.
And that's not a knock at Pittsburgh. It's just because when you're good.
When you're good, you're good.
You're good.
People
you know who I think reminds me of the Rams a little bit? And that's Calgary.
Oh, I knew you were going to say that.
No, just look at it, though.
Biased.
The Rams lost.
Actually, I'm going to say Winnipeg.
No. Winnipeg's more ready.
When you're comparing the Patriots and the Rams.
I'm just talking style of play. The Rams are like run and gun, goal score, do it up. And that's not what that's not what it is with the with Winnipeg. Winnipeg's more of a physical, hard-nosed, like gritty. It is time for our listener question. We appreciate these questions. Make sure you get a question to us via Twitter, email, Facebook, whatever you find necessary. But get those questions off to us. We'll answer the question we choose every week, and then we'll get a T-shirt sent off to you as a thank you for the question. This week's question comes from Shane Casatanida. I hope I said that right, from Addison, Illinois. And his question is, do you think Connor McDavid will ever get traded to a better team like Vegas or San Jose? I don't think Connor McDavid's going to get moved. First, he has a no-trade clause. And I can't imagine. He might, with the way things are right now, he probably would say, yeah, go ahead and trade me.
I don't think it'll be to any of those two teams, though.
Oh, it'll never be to those two teams because they're in the same division.
Yeah.
That would never happen.
He's going to go to East.
It would go East if it happened.
Yeah.
But I cannot, under any circumstances at all, see Edmonton moving Connor McDavid.
I can.
Why?
If it depends how bad they want to be. Because right now they have no assets around Connor McDavid.
So you think it's, and this is good. No, so you think it would probably be a smart move for the Oilers to move him?
Yes, you're gonna boatload. It'd be like a Gretzky trade or a Lindos trade.
It'd be big.
It would be bigger, probably. Probably like
what team would be willing to give up that much, though? Because we all know this isn't the NBA. You can't win with one guy. So, like, if you gave 4 big players, like, how could you? What team would do that?
I don't know.
And I don't expect you to answer that because that would take a lot of thought.
But he would go East for sure.
I agree. I don't see it happening, though. I don't think we're at a stage where the Edmonton Oilers could afford to do that. If the Oilers
are this bad for another 3 years, I think he asks to be traded.
I can't imagine even wanting to go through 3 more years of this, but my patience would be thin if I was Connor McDavid. But I know, Shane, you're a Golden Knights fan. We appreciate the question. We appreciate you listening each and every week. But I don't see it happening, especially because they are in the same division, and there is no way you're going to want to give a division rival a guy as talented as Connor McDavid. Thanks for listening. We'll be back again next week. Enjoy this week's hockey action.
NHL news, opinions, and controversy.
He is tattooed by Bufflin.
Thanks for listening to the Debate Hockey Podcast. Check out InsideEdgeHockeyNews.com for all your hockey news. Follow us on all forms of social media, and make sure you download the Debate on your favorite podcatcher. Check us out on Spreaker, SoundCloud, iTunes, iHeart, and YouTube. A special thanks goes out to our sponsor, CoolHockey.com. Make sure you check out their website, use promo code INSIDE20, and save 20% off your next jersey purchase. Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoy this week's hockey action.
What a save! A fantastic save by Anderson. Couturier, the sweet setup. Gibson robs Tierney. Save of the game.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Debate Hockey Podcast with your host, Brad Burud. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit InsideEdgeHockeyNews.com and on Twitter at InsideEdgeHOCKE and Facebook at Inside Edge Hockey News. We'll catch you next time.
This has been a production of Inside Edge Hockey News Radio, copyrighted and distributed by the Inside Edge Hockey Media Group.